Join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we are going to convene as the Board of Directors for the Extension Service District. And the first item on the agenda is a budget hearing. Good morning.
Laura Coder, Budget Officer with OSU Douglas County Extension. You have before you the public hearing for the district budget. The budget has been available to the public since May 14th, as noticed in the news review. We had our budget committee meeting on May 21st. There were no changes to the proposed budget and it was approved. On June 18th, we published the approved budget in the news review with today's public hearing details, and to date, we have not received any comments from the community.
I'm going to open the public hearing and see if there's any comments on the proposed budget. Any online? Seeing none, close the public hearing. And item number 2 would be the budget adoption.
You have the resolution to adopt the budget, make appropriations, and impose taxes. The total budget for the fiscal year 2025 is $1,379,176. Included in that number is an ending reserve balance of $636,376. Materials and services appropriation will be $707,429. The final appropriation is for $35,371 for the contingency representing 5% of the total expenses. We are asking to approve a tax rate of 6 cents per $1,000 of assessed value on property.
You ready for a motion, Mr. Chair?
I am.
I would move to adopt the budget for the Douglas County 4-H Master Gardener and Extension Service District for fiscal year 2025, make appropriations, and impose taxes at the rate of 6 cents per $1,000 of assessed value for operating purposes.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
Just like to say you guys do a fantastic job this is a very low tax rate. I know there's other funding, but you touch a lot of different people in this county and the work that you do, and it's done very well, so we appreciate it.
We'll call for the question. Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Commissioner Freeman?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Motion passes. Thank you.
Breathe easy now.
Okay. Or just breathe.
I'm going to reconvene now as the Board of Commissioners for Douglas County in our normal business meeting. The first item on the agenda is the consent agenda, and I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, call for the question. Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Commissioner Freeman?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Motion passes. Item number 2, citizens' questions or comments on agenda items only. Any questions on agenda items from anyone in the room? Any online? Seeing none, move on to item number 3. Good morning, Mr. Van Dyke. How are you this morning?
Commissioners, Paul Van Dyke, Human Resources Department. Before you for approval is a state accident and insurance fund invoice for the insurance premium for a new prepaid workers' compensation insurance policy that will cover all county employees and search and rescue volunteers for 2024 through 25. By approving this agenda item, you will complete the process of contracting with SAFE to replace the county's self-insured workers' compensation insurance with SAFE prepaid workers' compensation insurance going forward from July 1st, 2024. The county will continue to self-insure workers' compensation claims with dates of injury or illness prior to that date. The 2024-25 SAFE premium insurance invoice amount is $417,915.99 by Management Finance's calculations based on a 6-year look back. This is just over $53,000 less than the average annual cost of maintaining workers' compensation self-insurance. Although going forward, the cost of maintaining SAFE coverage will vary from year to year, of course, based on claims experience and insurance market conditions, and SAFE may not always produce this level of savings. I'm hopeful that we'll continue to see some cost savings and perhaps greater efficiency as a result of the change. As you know, the county has self-insured for workers' compensation coverage for decades, so this is a major change. although if you go back far enough, we actually had safe coverage, I believe, in the 80s. The change has been recommended by the county's insurance broker to the risk manager, by the risk management committee to the risk manager, and the risk management committee risk manager and risk management committee liaison commissioner. I am now recommending it to you for approval.
I will move to authorize the payment.
And I'll second that.
And I would note I appreciate all the work in making this decision. Lots of hours of analyzing what's best, and I agree with the recommendation.
And risk management appreciates the assistance of the committee and the liaison commissioner and our insurance broker.
Commissioner Chris, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Call for the question, Commissioner Chris?
Aye.
Commissioner Freeman?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well, motion passes. Thank you, Paul, appreciate your work on that. Item number 4, Juvenile Department, LIPSA grant amendment. Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Commissioners. Corey Tate, LIPSIC Coordinator in HIPAA Compliance, housed in Juvenile Department. What you have before you is the third amendment of the Impacts Mobile Crisis Grant between Douglas County and the state of Oregon, acting by and through the Oregon Criminal Justice Commission. This amendment extends the end date of the project to June 30 of 2025 and increases the grant amount by $1,010,744, which puts the new total amount for the project at $4,263,336.92. And just so you all know, we currently have 556 individual cohort members with this impacts program.
We move to approve the grant agreement amendment.
Need to abstain on this one.
And I'll second, and any questions, comments? Call
Just-
for-
Just a couple questions if I may.
Sure,
So
sure.
again, I'm abstaining because I'm on the Criminal Justice Commission, but I wanna give just a quick shout out to this program and the sort of quality of work and the innovation that the folks here in Douglas County have done. When we're having our Criminal Justice Commission meetings, when they report on this, the information that you're gathering, the information you're sharing with others to try to make a difference is recognized at a state level, and keep up the good work.
Call for the question, Commissioner Chris?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well, motion passes. Item number 5 is the Land Department lease agreement. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tony Page, Douglas County Land Department. This item is a lease between Douglas County leasee and Special Peoples Depot of Glendale, Oregon. It's for property located at 178 Glendale Town Road in Glendale, Oregon. And this is for our senior services meal program. The new lease commences on 7/1/2024 and will end on 6/30/2026. Leasee shall pay $614.24 for the first month and the first year, and then $626.52 per month for the second year.
I'll move to approve the lease agreement.
I'll second that.
We have a motion, second, any questions or comments?
If I may. So I know these are going up a little bit, which is understandable with all the utilities going up.
Right.
Is this an adequate increase to help make sure that the utilities and whatnot are gonna be paid for by the organizations?
I
know
think
there's
it
several
is.
of them there.
Some seem to be in a little worse financial condition than others, depending on how many other leases that they have going on in their income stream. So we've had to up it a little more of a percentage. We try to keep it at 2%, but you know, there's circumstances that prevent us from keeping it always at that level. So for the most part, most of the leases have went up just 2% per year, but there's been a couple that have really been struggling. We've had to.
So the point I'm making is each of these three organizations, they have a very limited amount of expenditures,
Right.
including utilities. Utilities have gone up far more than 2%,
They have.
and they will continue to go up. So I just wanna make sure we're doing what we can to keep our portion of the use neutral for the organizations that we're working with. So I
We've been good.
All right.
Been doing that. Yeah,
appreciate it.
especially in Sutherland, we had to
Yeah, I
adjust.
know they had a concern, and I think that was legitimate.
Call for the question, Commissioner Chris?
Aye.
Commissioner Freeman?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well, motion passes. Item number 6,
Tony Page Land Department, this item is a lease between Douglas County, Lee and Sutherland Seniors Incorporated for property located 202 Central Avenue in Sutherland, Oregon. This is for our senior services meal program, the new lease commences on 7/1/2024 and will end on 6/30/2025. Leasee shall pay $765 a month and 76 cents.
Move to approve the lease agreement.
I'll second that.
Motion and second, any questions or comments? Call for the question, Commissioner Kress. Freeman. Votes aye as well, motion passes. Item 7, Land Department.
Tony Page Land Department. This item is a lease between Douglas County, Lee and the Glide Community Club for property located at 20062 North Umpqua Highway in Glide. And this is also for the Senior Services Meal Program. This new lease will commence on 7/1/2024 and will end on 6/30/2026. The leasee shall pay $629.31 per month for the first year and $641.90 per month for the second year.
I will move to approve the lease agreement.
Second that.
We have a motion and second, any questions or comments? Seeing none, call for the question, Commissioner Kress. Commissioner Freeman.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 8 is a management and finance item, public hearing for the budget. Good morning, Mr. Wilson.
Morning, Commissioners. Dan Wilson, Management and Finance. Item 8 is a hearing. Comment on to discuss the fiscal year 2024-25 budget approved by our budget committee on May 21st, 2024. This was noticed as a hearing and published in the News Review on June 18th, 2024.
I'm gonna open the public hearing and ask if anyone has any input on the proposed budget. None in the room, any online? We'll close the public hearing and move to item 9.
Item 9 is a board order adjusting the approved budget for fiscal year 2024-2025 for the general fund, public safety fund, and fleet management. These are some relatively minor adjustments to the estimates.
To approve the board order.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and second, any questions or comments? Seeing none, call for the question, Commissioner Kress.
Aye.
Commissioner Freeman.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well, motion passes. Item 10.
Again, Dan Wilson, Management and Finance. This is a board order to adopt the budget for Douglas County, make appropriations and levy taxes at a rate of 1.112 per thousand for the fiscal year 2024-25.
I will move to adopt the order.
Second that.
Motion second, any questions or comments?
Couple comments if I may. So this is going relatively quickly, but this is a year's worth of work. Dan and his team and the departments work on budgets every single day, all year long. And as part of that, I want to read some information we got from the Oregon Secretary of State's Audit Division. So a lot of times there's a concern about how government money's spent, and one thing that I know the commissioners rely on Dan, and I know you rely on your team and the other department heads, but you're our guy, so I'm gonna read this and I know you won't wanna take all the credit, but I'm wanting to give an awful lot to you. So this is again from the Secretary of State's Audit Division. We reviewed the audit report for Douglas County for the period of July 1, 2022 through July 30th, 2023. So it's back just a little bit, in accordance with the provisions of ORS, big long number. We commend you for your achievement of the Government Financial Officers Association Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting for the period fiscal year. Because your financial statement received the GFOA Certificate of Excellence, we focused our review on auditors' reports, including a report required by the state regulation and the implementation of new GASB pronouncements since 2022 reporting. So they're constantly changing stuff on you. We are pleased to state that we have no findings. We appreciate your efforts fulfilling the reporting requirements of municipal audit law And then it says, please call if there's any concerns. So congratulations. Again, I think there's always a concern of the public that the dollars are being spent correctly. And this is just one more way we as a Board of Commissioners can feel very confident in the work that you do. So thank you.
I appreciate your comments, Tim, and I would just add that seems like a lot, but it's actually way more than it seems like. Because every income stream that we have comes with strings attached. And the money comes and has to be spent on what it's allocated for. And then it has to be able to be tracked and proven down the road during the audit that the money all went to the right place. And when you've got literally hundreds of different income streams and hundreds of different allocations and amounts, and within those allocations, different projects that are being funded and administrative fees that have to be accounted for, and the list goes on and on and on. That task to most folks is just daunting. So you guys have always done a great job, but I think it's important for the public to really understand the depth in which you have to really manage those dollars to make sure that literally every one is spent in accordance to the law. So it's not just a simple matter of being fiscally responsible with money. It's also a matter of tracking every dollar from the time that it comes in to the time that it gets spent on its designated project to make sure that it went to the right place. And it's a considerable effort. And while you're doing that all year long, we're constantly trying to find ways to save money, as indicated by the move to the safe insurance today, and looking for new ways to generate new revenues and working on the budget for the following year or the upcoming year. So the work that you guys do with the number of people that you have is always amazing to me. The results speak for themselves, and I'm grateful.
Thank you.
And he does all that with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Pretty wonderful.
I'd like to add, if I may, Mr. Chair, the permanent tax rate here in Douglas County at $1.1124, so $1.11 cents per $1,000 of assessed value is the fourth lowest in the state. It's not changed. We often hear from the public that, you know, the taxes are going up and we keep raising the taxes. By statute, that amount can't change, and it has not. But it's pretty remarkable when you go to these other counties in Oregon that have a higher tax rate, or even counties in other states, and you tell them your tax rate's $1.11 a thousand, and oftentimes they don't believe you. I mean, I think you had in your budget report, it's like 8% of the revenue that we bring in each year is from property tax of our
Very
total
small
fund
amount.
budget. It's, so to Commissioner Boyce's point, all these other revenue streams and trying to keep track of all that is very difficult, but they're very necessary.
Share that I was on a call yesterday with him. It was a grant kickoff call, and it was, it was a $200,000 grant, which we have lots of grants that we do, and the amount of work that his team is going to have to do just to make sure that we get that money and it goes in, proper spots was pretty daunting. I called him in the office afterwards and said, yeah,
Right.
you have to.
Yeah.
And he said, oh yeah, we got it. Appreciate the effort.
Thank you.
Call for the question, Commissioner Kress.
Aye.
Commissioner Freeman.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Motion passes. Congratulations. Item 11, Public Works Contract Modification. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Commissioners. Scott Adams, Public Works. Item number 11 is a fourth modification to a contract with Western State Controls for the Galesville Dam Controls Upgrade Project. This modification increases the total contract amount $107,503.69 to a total contract amount of $321,650.60.
I will move to approve the contract modification.
I'll second that.
Have motion second, any questions or comments?
Briefly, thank you for getting the reservoir full. You did that single-handedly.
I think we're still in the, I think we're in the 1870s still, 71, 72. So we're still still should be looking really good up there.
Nice.
It's nice.
Call for the question, Commissioner Kress.
Aye.
Commissioner Freeman.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well, motion passes. A couple weeks ago, we had a contract for the sheriff's department that we pulled off the agenda because there were some changes that needed to be made to the contract. And those changes have been made. This is the contract with WellPath. And I have that now and would like to get it approved as an off-agenda item. So Sheriff, if you're ready.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. John Hamlin, Douglas County Sheriff. As you mentioned, this is an agenda item, one that was brought before the board a couple weeks ago, maybe last week. There was some discrepancies found in the numbers, and so we had some more work to do on it. Since then, we've straightened those out. This is the sixth amendment to contract number 28999 between Douglas County and WellPath LLC, which, as you know, provides medical and healthcare services in the Douglas County Jail. This contract would be adding a medication-assisted treatment program to jail medical services for fiscal year 25 at a cost of $689,974, which is being funded through the opioid settlement funds.
Approve the contract.
I'll second that.
Motion and second. Questions, comments?
I'll just add that because of Oregon's laws around drug use and hopefully the fix to the measure will, to measure 110 will make it better, but an awful lot of people, a very high percentage of the people that end up in the Douglas County Jail are addicted to opioids or are using opioids. And the need for this additional medical treatment is pretty apparent. So I'm appreciative that you figured this out, found a solution with WellPath that will help meet those needs. And interesting enough, because of the opioid lawsuit settlements, we have a funding stream to pay for it, so.
Call for the question, Commissioner Kress. Aye. Commissioner Freeman.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well, motion passes. Thank you, Sheriff. Item 12 is Commissioner comments. Nothing for me, meeting adjourned, thank you.